Goku smiles when the world is about to explode. Eren doesn't. And if we're being honest, most of you don't believe in Goku anymore. You say you miss old shonen, but what you really miss is believing that getting stronger was enough. Because modern anime did something uncomfortable. It stopped pretending effort guarantees control. It showed us something worse. You can win and still destroy everything. You can become powerful and still lose yourself. You can save your friends and still ruin the world. And the reason that feels more realistic to you is not because writers became edgy, it's because optimism feels naive now. Strength used to mean freedom. Now strength exposes consequences. Old shonen told us, if you push harder, you break through. Modern shonen asks, what happens after you break through? And that shift is not about storytelling, that's about psychology. Because somewhere between Goku's smile and Eren's silence, we stopped believing power alone could fix what's broken. And once that belief dies, your heroes have to evolve. So what actually changed? There was a time when the formula was simple. Enemy appears, hero trains, hero surpasses, problem solved. Dragon Ball, Naruto, early One Piece. Conflict was vertical. If someone stood above you, you climbed. Strength was linear. Effort translated into progress, and progress translated into victory. That fantasy works in a world that feels expandable. It works when improvement feels proportional to work. It works when the future feels open. For a while, we believed that, and maybe that belief mattered more than the fights themselves. Because Goku doesn't just punch harder, he enjoys the challenge. He trusts growth. He assumes the world can be conquered through discipline and will. That optimism defined an era, but optimism requires stability, and stability started to crack. Around the 2000s, storytelling began to shift, not instantly, gradually. Old shonen sold expansion. Modern shonen sells consequence. The enemy stopped being just stronger. The enemy became systemic. History, politics, cycles of violence, inherited trauma. You can't just power up against those. Eren doesn't train to surpass a rival, he inherits a conflict older than himself. Thorfinn doesn't just fight enemies, he confronts the emptiness of revenge. Denji doesn't chase greatness, he chases emotional survival. Strength no longer guarantees resolution, it guarantees weight, and that feels closer to our reality. Let's pause for a second. When people say old anime was better, what they usually mean is old anime felt clearer. Clarity feels powerful, but clarity is easier when the world feels simpler. You don't just miss the writing, you miss certainty. You miss believing that pushing harder solves things, because adulthood teaches something uncomfortable. Some problems don't scale with effort, and once you internalize that, the old formula starts feeling incomplete. Not wrong, incomplete. Modern heroes rarely win cleanly. They compromise, they sacrifice, they break. Eren gains power and becomes the villain. Thorfinn becomes strong and rejects violence. Itadori fights curses and realizes suffering doesn't disappear. Power now exposes consequences. That's the evolution. Victory carries moral debt, and audiences resonate with that. Because we don't trust clean resolutions anymore. We expect trade-offs. We expect damage. We expect complexity. Here's the uncomfortable layer. Old protagonists represent aspiration. Modern protagonists represent awareness. Aspiration says, I can become more. Awareness says, I understand the cost. Both are powerful, but awareness without action becomes paralysis, and action without awareness becomes destruction. That tension defines modern storytelling. Goku represents force, Eren represents consequence, and neither is complete alone. The next evolution of heroes, though, someone who can act decisively while understanding weight, strength integrated with responsibility. That's what our era actually needs. Here's the real question. Did anime become darker, or did we lose tolerance for naive optimism? Be honest, when a character believes everything will work out, Do you feel inspired or suspicious? If optimism now feels unrealistic, that reaction is the shift. Writers didn't suddenly become cynical, audiences became harder to convince. Hope now requires justification, and justification adds weight. We grew up in permanent information overload, economic instability, endless comparison, crisis cycles on repeat. Punching harder doesn't fix inflation. Training harder doesn't silence algorithms. So heroes stopped pretending it does. They hesitate, they doubt, they carry trauma. Not because darkness is trendy, but because honesty feels real, and honesty replaced fantasy as credibility. And yet, Dragon Ball still works. When Goku smiles, people still cheer. Why? Because we haven't stopped wanting simplicity. We just stopped believing it's enough. We crave hope, but we demand realism. That tension is the psychological fingerprint of modern shonen. Not brighter, not darker, heavier. So, what happened to our heroes? Nothing. They adapted. Stories evolve with their audience. Old heroes solved problems. Modern heroes expose them. Old heroes expanded. Modern heroes endure. We didn't lose heroic narratives. We lost certainty. And when certainty disappears, even strength starts looking different. Somewhere between Goku's smile and Eren's silence is the emotional profile of our generation. Still powerful, just aware of the cost. And maybe the next evolution of heroes won't be a return to simplicity. It will be integration, power with responsibility, hope with awareness, strength without delusion. And when that hero finally appears, we'll recognize him instantly, because he'll look exactly like us. If you made it this far, comment one thing: Goku or Eren? Which type of hero represents you today? If you see anime as something bigger than entertainment, subscribe. Here, we go beyond the surface. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.